crack into it, everyone. So good to have you with us. Tonight's going to be a whole lot of fun. Seriously. Just want to start off by saying huge welcome. Let me pause this. There we go. I'm hearing Facebook in the background. I was like, I can hear everything again. Sorry, let me mute Facebook. There we go. See, if I can do this, any of you can do this, for real. But guys, seriously, welcome to the call. I know we've got so many brand new team members with us that even signed up just hours ago. Simone, I know you are brand new, matter of hours. We got Joel earlier today, Marius a few days ago. We got Dougal, we got Dylan, we got Sabrina. I know we got Michael, Mitchell in Canada, Clifton, Christine and Francois down in Tauranga, Tom down in Te Awamutu. We got Ryan, I believe, in Taupo again. Good to have you back with us, bro. Libby here in Auckland. Felicity over on the shore, Megan's mom, and we got Benita and Eugene as well on the shore. So guys, welcome. So good to have you with us. This is, I believe, probably your first Tuesday night. So welcome to the goodness and the craziness. If you're brand new and you're tuning in, you're a guest with us, you're watching us on Facebook or on YouTube, welcome to the Fit Life. We're the Freedom Investor team and we're on a mission to create as much freedom as we can for ourselves, our loved ones, and everyone else that we can take with us for the ride. All on a journey to figure this thing out, guys. I believe we are, we're programmed. Let me say that again. We're wired for greatness and we're programmed for failure. Our world has done a really good job at compressing us into believing that we need to work and grind and trade our time for money until, we're 65 and then we cross our fingers and toes and go for KiwiSaver. There is another way and it is very possible and we're on a mission to do that. We're on a mission to create the best version of life possible for ourselves and those around us. And it all starts in here and in here. If you want to really unlock your superpower, guys, I shared a message on Sunday called Identity and Influence. And if you want to go watch that, you can. I think it's just dropping on my YouTube channel right now. I thought I'd upload it there because I dropped a whole lot of nuggets in there of what it looks like for you to actually really embrace the fact that at a spiritual level, you have been created with greatness and abundance on the inside. And when you begin to tap into that consciousness, your spiritual consciousness, it completely overrides everything else. And when you can get that into alignment, that begins to recondition, your mental consciousness, your subconscious and whatnot. And then from there, your physical. Everything starts from the inside out. And so dive into that if you want to, but really had a lot of fun sharing that on Sunday and just, things I've been learning over the years and studying and applying. But, Bob Proctor, I was re-listening to some of his book again. Guys, drop Bob in the chat if you're a Bob fan and if you've been listening or reading to Change Your Paradigm, Change Your Life. It is one of his absolute best books. It's a cool interview style book, actually, where someone's asking him questions in the beginning and end of each chapter and just going backwards and forwards. But I was re-listening to some of it earlier on because I've listened to it a stack of times. But there's this one line in there where he's quoting a guy named Viktor Frankl, who's famous for writing a book called Man's Search for Meaning. That's the one. And I remember studying this a few years ago, but there's this line that Victor has where he says this. He says, in between stimulus and response, there is a space. And inside that space, we find our freedom. And that freedom is the freedom that we get to choose how we are going to respond to something. And so it's applicable to far more than trading. But whenever you're faced with a situation, say you're faced with a giant candle in front of you and everything inside of you wants to FOMO and jump into that trade, that is stimulus flying at you. You might have a spouse or loved one that might not be having a great day and they might throw some emotion at you that you're not ready for. That's a stimulus. And then you have a moment in there to choose how you're going to respond. And in that moment, that's where our freedom and our power lies. And just realizing that the journey to real success, massive part of that is learning how to manage ourselves, manage our emotions, managing our ability to process information and respond accordingly. And so if you have not checked out Bob's book, Change Your Paradigm, Change Your Life, it will completely do that. I know that many of you, there we go, I'm looking at the chat. Bob. Yeah, Bob's a legend. So, for those of us on the inside here with the Academy, if you've got an Empower Pack, you've got access to the Personal Development Academy. Bob actually worked for IM for the last 3 years of his life and built the Mindset Academy out. So there's a whole lot of exclusive content in there from him that you can go and dive into and enjoy. Otherwise, go and find what you can on YouTube, get his books and lap that up. For those of us that know who Alex Morton is, #1 in direct sales in the world. I know a lot of guys in the direct sales industry like to flex and post their income. He stopped posting that about 7 years ago. Done over 2 billion in sales. The guy's a machine. He's a weapon. He's almost 34 years old. But at the same time, for those of us that got to have dinner with him in Croatia just a few weeks ago, I'm so excited that everybody else at that dinner got to experience him face to face like I have before. He is the most down to earth, genuine, loving guy who will just take the time to be with you, add value. And he's Bob's #1 success story. He was mentored by Bob Proctor for the last 11 years of Bob's life. And so, with that, I encourage you, go, if you want to step into greatness and the success that I believe is already on the inside of you, go and tune into those that have already gone the way and can show the way. And so, with that, we had a really good call on Sunday morning with Greg and Melanie Greeno. If you missed that, make sure you pay attention to their YouTube channel, Team Freedom Revolution. Let me just check my messages here in case anyone's saying anything. No, we're good. But yeah, really good session on Sunday morning. So guys, we have two like bookend Zooms all the time during the week. So this one on Tuesday night at 8 p.m. if you're brand new, is our staple team training night where Mike often jumps on, or we might have someone else jump on, add another layer of training, share some stories, do some things. And on Sunday mornings at 6 a.m. New Zealand time, we've got Greg and Melanie Greeno, who jump on and share a whole lot of mindset and leadership stuff. So they met Alex, I want to say, a dozen years ago at a Bob Proctor or John C. Maxwell event, something to that effect. They worked with Bob. They've worked with John C. Maxwell for him and facilitating leadership tables and things like that. So Greg and Melanie are incredible. They're our direct leaders that launched our community from Canada 4 years ago. And with our academy, it's been around for 10 years. But anytime I get an opportunity to listen to Greg and Mel, I listen more than once. I go and re-listen to things. For those of you that don't know and haven't heard my story, I got started 2.5 years ago. Didn't know a thing about trading. Didn't know a thing about this online business space that we're able to create if you choose to. And they have been in this zone for about 15 plus years. They're incredible individuals. They have led at the highest levels as well. And also got the opportunity to spend some time staying in a house with them in Arizona a year ago when I went to my first event. And that wrecked me, guys. Spending time with them was incredible. Before that, I just logged into a whole lot of those Sunday morning Zooms in my early months and just listening to them, the way that they unpack personal development and mindset and spiritual growth. And honestly, just the way that they've also, worked through the Bible for so long in their discipleship journey. What they were sharing just unlocked something in me and unlocked a whole nother dimension of freedom, because they've experienced that. They have created not just a successful leadership impact around the world. They've also, obviously through IM, helped so many people onto this journey that have gone on to create 6, 7, and even 8 figures. So with that, guys, I want to encourage you, tune into those calls on a Sunday morning. It's an amazing way to start your day. 6 a.m., bright and early. It just gets your mindset right for the rest of the day. So prioritize that. What else we got? A couple of announcements quick. So this Thursday, at 2:30 p.m. New Zealand time. I'll drop info in the chat and I'll make an event on Facebook for the group as well. We have got Jay Bonham, the US 30 sniper, the creator of SniperVision himself, doing a very special live presentation of the strategy. So if you haven't seen it before, you're welcome to jump in on that. And if you have seen something, I'm sure he's going to add on a few extra layers. So that is this Thursday. Really cool opportunity to tune in with the pro himself, based over in Canada, doing a full review of that. Then, guys, we've got live events happening. We had one last week, Thursday night here in East Auckland. We've got another one happening this Thursday night in East Auckland. So if you're on the east side and you want to come and hang out in person with me and some other people around here that are going to be going through this information in a bit more detail of what it looks like, how we trade, how to get started, let me know. We can get you in on that on Thursday night. Then the next big one we're going to do at Horizon, guys, might include Dad as well. He's got a whole nother layer of training to help us with our compounding. Looking at the weekend of the 4th or the 5th of November. I just realized this Guy Fawkes on the 5th, and so I'm going to figure that one out. I might have to drop a poll in the chat. But we'll do another big one in Auckland around that time, either the 4th, 5th, or 6th, maybe a Monday night, who knows, for that. And then also going to launch into, there's going to be one on the North Shore around there, and there's going to be a stack around the country in November, guys. Hawke's Bay, Taupo, Tauranga. I'm hitting the road and going everywhere. So if you want to host a home event, let me know. I would love to come and be a part of that if I can. Can't be in multiple places at once, but want to help you guys, launch in your local area and just, pour fuel on the fire that's already burning, because we've already got dozens and dozens and dozens in Taupo and Tauranga and Hawke's Bay already, and I know scattered throughout the country and around the world too. So if you're watching this later, thanks so much for catching up with the replay. But if you're with us on Zoom right now, wow, turn over in there. The participants list just keeps growing. So guys, huge welcome again for all of you that are new with us. I am going to, in a moment, hand over to one of my absolute best friends who's part of our team here. He's been with us for over 2 years. Just share some story. But just before I do that, at the end of the session, after Mike has given some training tonight, I'm going to rewind and go into just giving all of you new guys, if you haven't already, just a real quick 10-minute walkthrough of exactly what we have access to with the Academy and how to find everything, so you can just be on that really clearly defined learning pathway of watch this, then this is where Jay is, etc. And then Jay is live at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. So you can jump on there with us live. We were on there with him this morning. Interesting morning, right? Tuesday mornings often require a little bit extra patience, and then sure enough, after the patience, there was an opportunity. So this morning was good. I reckon tomorrow morning is going to be even better. So without further ado, guys, I want to bring on someone. I didn't give him much notice, but I thought, man, he's really had a lot of breakthrough recently. He shared so well at our in-person event in Auckland the other day, just really on mindset and the journey that he's been on as a trader in this space. And for those of you who don't know, he was actually pivotal in me even starting to have a look at crypto initially as well. And it really lit me up when he decided to join our community, and was really one of the first, dozen in our community to launch here. And now obviously there's hundreds of us. But guys, drop some love in the chat for Tyler Dozy as I find you. Oh my goodness, bro. Sorry, now I got to actually find you. If you're there we go. You're unmuted. Now I can find you easily. Thanks so much. Guys, drop some love. Tyler, thank you so much for jumping on tonight, bro. I just wanted to give you a few minutes, man. Like I don't mind if it's 5, 10, whatever. I know that every time you speak, you drop gold. So, man, love and appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for giving us your time tonight. And yeah, over to you, bro.
Yeah, brother. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate you. Love you. Good to be with you guys all tonight. It's a real privilege to be able to just share for a few minutes. I was sharing. I told my wife this earlier. I used to get really nervous about speaking like this. I would just push through and do it anyway. But like, I'm getting to the point now where I actually get excited about it. There's something about pushing through. There's something about pushing through fears and, backing yourself and showing up. And suddenly you start to believe in yourself. And then suddenly that fear starts to turn into excitement. And, there's only what do they say? There's only a fine line between fear and excitement. It's actually a very similar sort of chemical reaction in your brain. So anyway, guys, I just wanted to share a little bit, first about me, and then also just kind of what's been on my heart for us and for the team, and whoever you may be watching, if you're in the team or even if you're not. But I have been really, heavily invested and focused in the whole kind of financial market space since 2020. And I got involved pretty late in 2020, but right before that big, bull run with crypto, and ended up making a lot of money through that. Well, I mean, it's all perspective, right? For me, it felt like a lot of money. But long story short, got some bad advice from YouTube and lost all the profits I had made. But it was a real difficult go for me mental health wise. I just felt really defeated. And it was actually pushing on a whole lot of things inside me, a whole lot of beliefs about myself and my worth, and had to really start to open up my heart and open up my mind and my psyche and do some digging about, why am I going so, I was going really, really hard on myself. It was like a very eye-opening for me to go, man, what is going on here? Why am I treating myself so poorly? And so I decided, you know what, I'm not going to quit. Right about around the time Ty jumped into this, I decided, you know what, I actually want to get some real mentorship. I'm not going to quit. I'm not going to give up. What I'm doing isn't working, but I could see enough in the charts, in the financial markets, that there was enough repetition to know, no, this is a real thing. Like, if I can get my mindset right, I can be able to capitalize on these repeating cycles that happen over and over. So really, in a nutshell, the last 2 years for me in IM Academy has been a huge mindset, personal growth experience or journey. And I really dove into this thing head first, and would get some breakthrough and struggle, and it was kind of like a tug of war. And it was rough. It's just like, man, this is hard. Am I ever going to break it? Am I ever going to crack it? And unfortunately, guys, that's the point in which most people will quit. That's the point in which most people will go, yeah, I don't have what it takes. But I just want to encourage you tonight, whoever you are, wherever you are, back yourself. You do have what it takes. And if you just keep showing up and you keep backing yourself and you keep uncovering and, investigating why it is that you think the way you think, and why you believe the things that you believe, and you just keep, removing the lie, replacing it with truth, and you just don't quit, you will get breakthrough. You'll get breakthrough in your emotions. You'll get breakthrough in your mindset. You'll get breakthrough in your finances. You name it. It's all about showing up and backing yourself. And so there's a couple really pivotal moments for me. I feel like things really shifted for me in my journey. One of them was earlier this year when we went to Miami, and we got to go see some amazing speakers and leaders. We had Ed Milet, Grant Cardone, Alex Morton. Really, really powerful time. But you know what? I think the thing that actually got me the most breakthrough out of that whole experience was even before I showed up. It was the moment I pressed buy on my flights. It was terrifying. I actually needed my wife to like hold me accountable from back. I kept trying to back out. No, 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 this doesn't make sense. No, it's too much money, because I wasn't backing myself. I didn't value myself enough to invest in myself. And so it was terrifying for me just to click that button, even though we had the money in the bank. It was terrifying for me because I actually realized I don't value myself as much as I thought I valued myself. So when I pushed that button, which was really scary, and then I actually went through the whole process of showing up for myself and valuing myself, that was probably the biggest breakthrough of the whole thing for me, was just going, no, actually, I am actually valuable. And and then we just recently went to Croatia together, and it was really interesting, my process on that one, which was actually more expensive to go to Croatia, another very big spend. And I did not at all have the same experience as I did. I was like, oh yeah, you know, that many thousands of dollars, click the button. No hesitation, no fear, just like, yeah, I'm worth it. And it's through the whole journey of backing yourself, showing up, believing in yourself, that you get breakthrough with everything else. And I don't think it's any coincidence that as I've been showing up for myself in those ways, my trading journey has completely changed. And now I'm consistently winning. I'm not self-sabotaging anymore. It was also during the same period of time I started showing up to $160 an hour child trauma therapy sessions. Just cracking it open. Okay, what is actually in there? Why do I keep self-sabotaging? Why do I keep selling when the chart says buy, and buying when the chart says sell? So much of the time people go, oh, trading doesn't work, trading doesn't work. And it's like, yeah, no, actually it works. Are you actually like 9 times out of 10, it's self-sabotage. It's like when you just show up and you follow a system and you follow the rules without breaking the rules and self-sabotaging, it's going to work for you. And it took me a long time to get to the point where I stopped self-sabotaging and just showing up, backing myself. So my encouragement to you, whether you're in the trenches of trading and learning and growing, getting breakthrough, or you're just on the outside looking in, going, is this the real deal? I just want to encourage you. Yes, it's the real deal, but you're the real deal, right? That's what I want to encourage you with. You're the real deal. You have what it takes. And if you show up and back yourself, you will get the breakthrough, right? So the last thing I want for anyone in here is to quit because they felt like they didn't have what it took. You do have what it takes. So go for it, guys. And as you show up for yourself and you back yourself, the reward far outweighs the sacrifice. It's really, really amazing what I'm getting to walk in now. Not just financially, but especially all the other stuff that I'm getting to experience is really, really cool. So I think that's pretty much what I had to share, guys. Just want to leave you with some encouragement, fan the flame a little bit for you. But love you being part of this and being part of the team. And Ty, you're epic leader, bro. Keep doing what you're doing, and I'm here to support you.
Man, thank you. Guys, drop some love. Tyler, thank you so much, man. I just love your transparency, your vulnerability, like all of it, bro. Like I love how open you are about your journey, like in that, like just the nuggets, man. Like I'm not in a hurry to like throw you off the screen here because it's like just like you just dropped so much in such a short amount of time. Like that was, your journey of discovering, like, yeah, I remember chatting with you. Like we were talking about Bob. I was actually thinking about this a couple of days ago. We went to the Manureal Gardens before we went to to Miami, and we are talking about that, like the feeling of, investing that much in myself when there's all these other things I could do. And it's a journey we've all got to go on and cross that bridge of realizing the fact that, like, everything you just said, in like, you're actually completely worthy of the investment. And it's that investment that once you've done it once and you experience the breakthrough that comes with that experience, now it's
Yeah.
unlocked a whole new dimension for you. Like, and until you cross that line, it's like you're just going to be hanging out. And we each go through these different phases in life. I just love how you articulated that, bro, because it was so fun to go on both of those trips with you. And Etienne was part of both of those trips as well. And it was just it was epic, man. Like, yeah, Miami was wild, but at the same time, then Croatia was different. And yeah, seeing you walk across stage there as well was huge. And also just watching that shift, like the way you shared and the way you opened up that live event that we had in Auckland recently, I just knew, like, bro, that was new. That's different. Like, just the way that you've processed so much stuff. And I remember the way you're saying all of that, like, push sell when I should be pushing buy and vice versa. But yeah, that's what most people don't realize, right? They sign up for trading and they I'm going to do this thing, and it's like I try to tell you it's 90% mindset. Yeah, whatever. It's like just remember this moment where I'm telling you it's 90% mindset. That's why we pay attention to this kind of stuff. So, bro, thank you so much for embracing the journey, for saying yes, for sticking, staying, getting your pay, and yeah, love and appreciate you heaps, and look forward to hanging out soon. I think yeah, we're due for a coffee this week, so we'll chat about that later. But guys, without further ado, just want to transition this evening to the next phase, which I know you guys are excited for. Every single time we get this legend to jump on with us, it's gold. So with that, for those of you that don't know who Michael is, Michael Jacobsen is based down in Taupo. He was here in Auckland, but he's been in the trading space and education space for over 20 years. He's worked in banks, he's managed funds, he's educated at the highest level, was the vice president of Elite Traders University in Texas, and then caught wind of what we had going on here. And so, he really, really, really knows the markets incredibly well. Obviously, a lot of us are learning SniperVision together and doing that. And every now and then, Mike will, go in that direction or add some extra layers and things. So if you're brand new tonight and this is new for you, some of this might fly over your head, but that's okay. Some of it might not. I'm not honestly sure. I give Mike the floor and to say go for it. And every single time it's gold. So Mike, if you can unmute yourself, it'll make me a lot easier to find you. There we go. Thank you. Amongst the client list. Thanks, bro. Dude, so thank you so much for your time this evening. Always so appreciate it. And yeah, guys, drop some love in the chat for Mike. Over to you, bro. Let's go.
Oh, thanks, man. That's awesome. Hey, Tyler, that was so cool what you shared. I love the way you framed some of that stuff. And, it's so true. Just learning to deal with who we are as people and why we act the way that we act when we're confronted with emotional decisions that the market throws at us. And the market is such a good mirror. It really shows us what we're like. And it causes us to uncover what's inside that's actually often we've suppressed for so long, and we actually don't realize we've suppressed it. But once we uncover it, that actually is the key to, the next level of growth in our lives. So I love the way you frame some of that stuff. It was just amazing. What I'm going to do is just share my screen, and I'm going to share the way that we trade. And I have an open trade at the moment. Now, what I've got is I've replicated part of our strategy on TradingView because it's a lot easier to draw and everything. Currently in a long trade, so price popped up here on the open. What we've got basically is price and a couple of squiggly lines, which determines the direction of the market. And I had a buy signal down here. We're currently up 20 pips. I think we're turning around now, so I might take this out shortly. I think we're going to go short. But at the moment, we're looking at a 2-to-1 trade. So if we put a risk reward in there, where my initial stop loss was, we're currently looking about 1.3 to 1, but we were up almost 3 to 1. I'm actually going to close this trade now because I think it's going to turn over. So that's a trade just taken out. Now, what we've got basically is we have a chart which tells us the price of the particular thing that we're trading. And the strategy that we employ is a trend following strategy. So what we're looking at is for the market to create a trend. And this chart on the right side is a 1-minute chart. The chart on the left-hand side is a 30-minute chart. But if we go down to a 50-minute chart, you can see a very, very clear trend that developed yesterday. Very, very strong trend. So what we're wanting to do when we find a trend like that is we're wanting to ride the momentum of that trend. So what do I mean by that? Once we identify the trend, we are simply looking for opportunities to join the trend in the direction of that trend. So for example, let's say if price ball back to the moving averages, then you had a buy here, you had a buy here, and you had a buy here, and you had a buy here. And as you can see, would you have made money if you bought there? Yes. Would you have made money if you bought there? Yes, yes, yes. So we're looking to follow the trend. And what we had down here is we also have what we call a breakout. So price will often compress into certain patterns. And what you'll notice here is we have what we call a triple bottom. So price makes 3 attempts to break the low, and it sort of creates what we call a floor, which means that price is unable to break through this area of support. And then it made one more low. And notice that each time price is failing to break down lower. And then we get this huge buying come in. And now this happened at the open of the London market, which is about 30 minutes ago, just when we began this call. And what we can actually do is we can see that price compresses itself into patterns. So price was not only capped above this support area, it was also capped above by this trend line sloping down. Now look what happened once we broke that trend line. All the demand came in, all the buyers started to buy it, and price exploded upwards. We actually had a buy signal right in here for our students. And with the strategy that we use, you can't see it on here, but there'll normally be a little blue arrow. And we had a beautiful buy up there for, if I sold at the top, would have been about 40 pips. So what we're looking to do is identify places where price is restricted, and we're looking to identify breakouts and find the times when price is trending strongly, so we can actually use the momentum of that dominant trend. And we can go out to higher time frames too. So for example, I can go out to a 60-minute or 1 hour time frame, and I can see exactly what price is doing over the past couple of weeks. And as you can see, going back to the 9th of October, this is what price has been doing. It's been ranging in about 1,000 pips. And notice that price, it moves in waves. It moves up, it pulls back, moves up, pulls back, moves up, pulls back, moves up, it pulls back. What we're wanting to do is find the places where price is trending the strongest and looking to ride that momentum. So as you can see here, price has pulled back. It is wanting to break higher again. So even though I've taken out that trade, it's okay. It's money in the bank, and there'll always be another opportunity to get into the trend if it continues higher. I think it's going to roll over and go lower. But that's what we're looking at. We're looking for a strongly trending market. We're looking for buy and sell signals, and normally we will have a little blue arrow that will actually pop up here within our trading platform that will tell us this is a time when you want to buy, and when it's selling, you'll also have one telling you when it's going to sell. We're basically looking for the trend to turn around and simply looking to ride the momentum. Now, what's super interesting is that a lot of our traders will know this, but price will often bounce from multiple places very, very clearly. So for example, if we look back at last week, what you'll notice is that we found the floor on the 4th of October, and notice how we tagged that floor again about 3 days later. Now that led to price moving up significantly. So there was actually a buy signal right down here, which I can't show now because it's just going to take too long to come down to a lower time frame. But if you simply held that position for a week, if you just bought it, you'd be making about 12 to 1 return on your money. So you're risking $100 to make $1,200. You're risking 1% of your account to make 12%, or you're risking half a percent of your account to make 6%. So what we're wanting to do with this strategy is identify low risk, high reward, highly profitable trades by finding very, minimum amount of risk, but looking for asymmetric reward relative to that risk. And in fact, maybe what we can do is let's go down and have a look and find that buy signal. So I'm just going to mark, actually, we will know where that is. I'm just going to go down to a 1 minute chart. We're going to go back in time. And the reason why we trade off a lower time frame is that it allows us to get a smaller risk. So every time we enter the market, we already know what our risk, the risk to our capital will be. So there's a predetermined risk. we're not entering the market based on a whim, based on an idea, based on a hope. There is always a probability attached to our trade, and we already know what the risk of entering the market will be. So we had a buy signal right here. Whoops, that's not what I want. I want the circle. Buy signal right about there. And we have a 30 pip stop on that position, which was there. And notice that price came back and almost stopped us out. But if I'd simply traded with that tight stop, so what this means is this red box, that's how much I could lose if I'm wrong. So if the market goes down, continues down, and I'm wrong, I will only lose, let's say, 0.5% of my account. And you can determine what that is. Depending on the size of your account, it might be 10 cents, it might be $10, it might be $100. But if I simply held this trade for the next 2 hours, let's say to the high of this move, it was a very, very big move. 2 hours, I'm making 13 to 1. So if I risked 1%, I'm making 13%. So that was a very, very big move in the market. And again, if you held it for, as I said, for days, then as you can see, price went up a lot further. So that's what we're wanting to do. We're wanting to identify, okay, the market has made a bottom. It's turned around. What we can also do is, again, we can identify that the market has a structure, and notice what happens once the market breaks this trend line. So we have the initial high, we then have the secondary high where price is rejected for the second time, okay, and goes down. Look what happens when it breaks that trend line. Big green candle, all the buyers step in. We get our buy signal shortly after that. And like I said before, you won't see it here, but you'll normally see a little blue arrow indicating this is where you buy, and the market goes up for the rest of the day. So very, very simple strategy based on a trend following system, which tells us when to get in and if the trade is a high probability trade or not based on certain conditions. So once we tick off the conditions, for example, have we broken above broken above resistance? Well, on this trade here, the resistance was the trend line. So yes, price was capped below that trend line. It was resisting the trend line. So yes, price had broken above it. Do we have some angle on the averages? Yes, we do. Did the 15-minute chart turn over? Let's have a look. 15-minute chart turned over. The moving averages had turned up. This is the 15-minute chart on the left-hand side. You can see the averages are crossed over, indicating we're now in buy mode. And we also have this big trend line down here from the high of earlier today. And look at the buying once we broke that trend line. Big green candle indicates a lot of buyers stepping into the market, wishing to bid the price up. Now, what are we looking for today? So the high of the day or the low of the day is always the most significant price zone on any chart. This is the high of the day from last night. And we also have this big spike low that happened late in the session. So price came down, rejected strongly. I'm going to mark that for later today if we get down there. And at the moment, price is held or confined to this trading zone. So I'm going to look for movement within this trading zone. But for those of our traders, if we go out to a 4-hour chart, those who are in our academy, let me just put on my other moving average. And actually, I think it's a daily chart. And remove the drawings. You'll notice that we are currently, I'll just change this to 238. So we're going to look at a 238 in here. Notice that we have rejected, it is the 4-hour chart. Okay, 4-hour chart. Okay, traders, can you see what is going on here? Let's use a bit of drawing than that. Yellow line. What's going on here? Rejecting the 238 on the 4-hour chart. Notice that on this 4-hour chart, we're in a strong downtrend. So price has been trending down strongly. We now have a correction back up, and we're rejecting the higher time frame moving average. So is it possible we turn around and go down? Yes, it is. But again, always trade in the direction of the trend on the 1 minute chart, but be aware that on a higher time frame, we are rejecting this moving average. And if we go back in time, we can see that every time we come up and hit that blue line, this is a range, so it doesn't affect it, but the last stop there, let's come back and have a look. Yep, rejected here. Look at that, multiple rejections. Another rejection here. Whoops, let's lose another rejection there. So this is a range, not important, but once it breaks out of a trend, rejection there. So every time price comes back and hits this high time frame moving average, what do you see? You see a rejection. Look back here, rejection, rejection. So is this a place where price will often reject from? This is a range, so notice it's horizontal, not important. Okay, that the 238 doesn't mean anything within a range, but if it's trending and price comes back, we will often see a test of that, as you can see back here. So that's something to watch this week. But this is what we're wanting to do for those who are new. We're wanting to identify the range, identify the trend on a higher time frame, and we're wanting to join that trend on a lower time frame. So as you can see, we're broken back up, beginning to move higher. Notice that we have broken that downtrend, and for now, the buying is continuing to go up. So if we come out and have a look where we are now, it's possible that we move back up and test the high of the day. We've now broken through that trend line. Again, you can see that price has been tracked within this sort of triangle pattern for the last 10 or to 12 hours or so. We now have the breakout of this pattern. So what's a good target? We absolutely could get up to the highs from where we are now. And that would be a significant move. You'd be making definitely, 3, 4, 5% if you got up there. So about 100 ticks or so. And so again, for those who are new, the green bars typically tell us that the buyers are entering the market. The red bars are telling us that the sellers are exiting the market. So there's sellers with the red bars, buyers with the green bars. And right now, the buyers are in control because there are no red bars. There are no sellers. Right now, at this point in time, the buyers are in control and the price is moving up. So when we look at the price itself, it's telling us a story behind who's in control. And that's basically what we want to know. If all of the bars are green, like you can see here, big green bars, the buyers are in control. So would we want to sell or buy? Well, we probably would want to join that trend, but only if the higher time frame agrees with this. So the 15-minute chart here says, yes, we're going up. The 1-minute chart says up. They're both agreed. It's settled. We're going to go up. So that is that's what I want to share with you. Again, very, very simple trend following strategy. We use trend lines also in patterns, and we use them together to give us multiple confirmations. But for me, one of the most powerful tools that I have used is the triple bottom or double bottom. And once you find that, you definitely want to look for that entry when the moving averages give you that signal. And often you get a very, very quick reversal in the opposite direction. That's exactly what we got tonight. So for those of our students, always keep your eyes open for that double or triple bottom. You often will get a short squeeze where all of the sellers will exit the market and the price will reverse in the opposite direction. That's exactly what happened here. So if I wanted to, we could have had our daily target done in 3 minutes. 3 bars, and you're up 30 pips, and that's all you need. So I'm going to leave it there for tonight, but just wanted to show you that's how we trade in the market. We're using a number of things to identify the trend, looking to exit once we make our target for the day. And it's really not rocket science. If you can understand colors, red, green, blue, if you can follow squiggly lines and say, yes, I believe this trend is strong because the lines are pointing up at above 45-degree angle and they're open and not crossing, it's not rocket science. So I'll leave it there tonight and give it back to you, Ty.
Oh, bro, thank you so much. Guys, drop some appreciation in the chat right there. Mike, always bringing in gold. Such a cool summary, man. I really want, so yeah, tonight, let me do this. Is that going to work? Am I pinned? Am I back? Don't know if I am. There we go. I'm there. I think you're still sharing your screen. So
Right. Let me just stop
it'll
that.
give it
Hang
back
on.
to me in a minute. Is that going to work? No. There we go. Remove pin. Working on it. I'm pinned. I don't know. Let me figure this out. I'm going to share my screen. Oh, there we go. We're good. Stop others. Yeah, we're good. Cool. There we go. Man, thank you so much, bro. So, guys, for those of you that are brand new, that would have been a pretty cool little overview of a little bit of what SniperVision looks like. But Jay is going to give, the idea was to give a light intro tonight on that because Jay might take it a bit further on Thursday. So since we got some brand newbies in the house and some of you may have seen a bit of a walkthrough recording already, I'm going to quickly go and do a little walk through some things and show you exactly what you're getting access to and how to find everything in just 5-10 minutes. So with that, let me share my screen super quick and go like this because that's some cool updates and things. So I want to share that one. Bang. So hopefully, there we go. I've lost the chat now, so we'll see. Where am I? Chat's moved, but I'll find it. If I go here, where is it gone? Oh, man, I share my screen. I'm not gonna, so guys, if you're chatting to me right now, I'm not gonna be able to find the chat, but I'm pretty sure you can see that. So with that, guys, when you're brand new and you log in for the first time, this is what you're going to see. If you've got TLE, formerly TLX, it's going to tell you when your anniversary trip, your free trip shows up. So this is going to be, the #1 resort in the whole of Mexico, the Conrad in Tulum, or it's going to be Ibiza in Spain, whichever you choose. So in here, you can change some things. You can mess around with your subscription, upgrade, downgrade, all that fun stuff, and mess around with some things in here. Then at the top here, you've got the travel portal, and I'm going to show you that in a second. IM Center, where the foundations are. IBO Resource Hub, that's only for a few of us if you're building a business. Go Live is live stuff with Jay, and I'm going to show you the scanner as well. So first up, if you go to the travel portal, I was just looking at Greece. Let me go back to the beginning. It still says TLX, but everything's being rebranded as Travel Life Experience, and they're dropping the X. But guys, let's go Bali. You jump in here and go have a play around and see what it spits out. Punch in your favorite destination. And you'll just get an indication. There's up to almost 1 million hotels, condos, resorts in here that you can go and book and Google and whatever. So depending on where you want to go and what kind of resort, 50% off a 5-star, 92% off a 2-star, whatever, 57% off, whatever. You can go in there and search any of that. There's all sorts of other types of group trips, the anniversary trip, all that stuff. But go mess around with that, guys. That's where you can go and, just have a little feel. You can search. You can even get good deals in Auckland and all over New Zealand. So there's that. There's some group trips coming up. Oh, that's new. Haven't seen that yet. The anytime trips, the experiences, and all that fun stuff. So besides that, next page is going to be im.center. You're going to manually plug this in because right now this link will take you to the new version of IM Center that they're still busy building out. And if I click it, I want to have a look. It says foreign exchange. Okay, they've brought some updates in here. That's cool. There we go. So there's the course through here that you can click through. But the original, if you wanted to get into it, is still in here. And you're going to go to the menu. You're going to click on academies. Depending on what you signed up for, guys, FRX and TBX were the 2 original trading courses. So they dropped, they basically combined the 2 and said you can have 2 of these now for foreign exchange. So Forex is where it all began. TBX was originally options and fast-paced scalping. So now they've merged the 2. So now you get both of them. So there's 14 hours worth in the Foreign Exchange Academy in English. You'll click in there and you could dive in and go watch a whole lot of epic stuff. What is Forex, history of Forex, etc. You can go through that. I've gone through it. It's brilliant. There's a whole lot of high-level stuff on Elliott Wave and harmonic patterns and divergence and all that fun stuff. But you don't necessarily need that for SniperVision. So if you want to fast track to getting onto Jay's sessions, go into TBX, English, go and watch the 2 hours in here that they compressed all those 14 hours into here. Click on the 100 series, and you go. You're going to watch, the very first one, intro to trading view, intro to trading, sorry. Video's going to play, off you go. 4-minute video, and you just work your way through these, guys. There's 23 videos from memory. They're nice and short, punchy, so you can go and work your way through those with the goal of getting onto Jay's stuff as soon as possible. So take me back to the homepage because I know we've got some DCX students here. If you signed up for crypto or stocks in crypto, they combined them as well. So stocks was its own thing, and so was DCX. They've now combined DCX and stocks and futures. So it's now stocks and crypto. So if you're brand new, you're going to go welcome series. Then you've got exchange, learn digital currencies, exchange, and leverage. Leverage is day trading. Exchange is traditional investing and trading and swapping. So pre-recorded videos are there. Next, you're going to go to golive.im. And then in there, guys, you're going to see all the different options of who to tune in. So there's Jay right there, our main man, top 3 out of the whole 170 plus educators. Roll down, you're going to see your academies. You got foreign exchange, where we're mostly going to go, stocks and crypto, e-commerce, social media, personal development, like I said earlier, and special exclusive Bob Proctor content in there. So for us guys, if you're in foreign exchange, you can click Jay's face right there. It'll take you to his channel. Or you click in foreign exchange, you can see all the different educators that are, see there's a couple that are live right now. There's Jay at the top. As you can see, there's a few. So depending on when you want to get into this, you could follow others, but we're mainly following Jay, guys. So right now he's live every night for the New York Open at 1 and 2 a.m. and also 3 mornings a week at 6 a.m. New Zealand time. He's adding another session. I will not say more than that right now, but you're showing up. We're showing up well for him in the morning, so he wants to keep bringing the heat for us. So you're going to click on his face, you get on his channel. If you've missed a recent session, there's this morning session right there. You're going to click favorites when you're brand new, and then you're going to dive into his favorite session. So not all of these, because there's original ones from there. You could just dive into the most recent bootcamp, which will be, you know, where are we? The SniperVision overview is pretty easy. And then the confirmation checklist. Where's bootcamp? There, bootcamp day 1, mindset, FAS system. Won't get into detail. Support resistance, the stars, what they mean. I'll show you that in a minute. You know, optimal volume times. You've got the pullback and jam, PB and J, and then how you can find counter trend setups. So you're gonna go and watch those 6 sessions, maybe 7. Then you're done. You've watched the foundations, take some notes, watch it again if you like. Then you're going to track with him live. And when we show up, you know, we're all, you know, messing around, saying hi to each other in the chat, asking him questions. That's us tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Then on the side of that, you're going to have this open, SniperVision. So this is our indicator that Jay has developed. You know, he was a student here 4 years ago and got really good, really quick, turned on his leadership, invited people on Zoom, had a few hundred with him, and then our academy hired him. So this is his strategy, guys. So like Mike's just been demoing, it's a moving average, a 20, a 50, and a 238. Obviously, that's not rocket science to replicate. But all of these stars, the yellows, the blues, the greens, the reds, they all mean something. Just you know, when things are broken, there's a thing called a Marco star entry, which is another special strategy where you can learn to enter and exit off the stars. He teaches that. And so 15-minute trend, you know, you start here on the 15-minute, which basically just means that every single candle here takes 15 minutes to print. So it represents the price change in a 15-minute window. So when this is all blue, we're in an uptrend. And then, you know, a brief little red moment back into blue, which means we're only looking for buys. So we zoom into the 1-minute chart over here. And then with that, we're going to look for buys. So there was our buy earlier. You see, even if you took, you know, up there, if you didn't take the trend line break and the engulfing out of that, with the W pattern and probably divergence, even if you took that signal at the top of that candle, you were still sweet and you're protected by the 238 and price has still gone off. So let's just say for argument's sake that you entered that late. Where is our little funky long position? This is just a drawing tool, guys, for giving you an example of a trade. So say you tucked your stop back, you know, behind the 238 on top of that previous resistance line that was there, 14 pips. Not advised to have a 14 pip stop with New York volume, but up here with London, you could do it. There's a 2.0 right there, done and dusted while we've been on the call. So it would have been done from 8:05 to 8:40, done. So that was tonight, guys, the opportunity to take the signal on trend, bam, 14 pip stop, done. So what about this morning? So right now, guys, you've seen these little sell signals. There was a brief moment where the trend was down. So that one might've been all right. As you can tell, it did run, but the majority of the day has been an uptrend. So obviously if you're zooming back to this morning, you know, we'll only be taking buys. I'm pretty sure this is what Mike was showing earlier, all those opportunities to get in, right? So there we've got buy mode, boom. Let's just get this going a bit better. That, yeah, depending on where your stop was, might have hit it there, definitely hit it there. If you had a decent stop there, you would have been fine. And then again, bang, would have ignored that one, and then definitely bang, and whatnot. So there we go, guys. I mean, that is the strategy right there. That is SniperVision. That's how we rock this thing. And so when we show up in the morning, you know, we're learning how to use this. We don't execute our trades within SniperVision. This is an indicator which gives us the in and the out, and then you execute your trades how you choose to, because some of us have got, let me just figure out how to unshare my screen here. Where are my buttons? There we go. Stop share. So we've all got different methods of executing our trades. And so with that, the reason the Academy has been around for over 10 years, guys, is they do not touch our money. They don't recommend brokers. They don't tell you how to execute your trades. You've got to do a little bit of personal work to figure that out, because they just don't want to have their fingers in the way that you actually manage your money. They want to teach us how to, but not where to, if that makes sense. So with that, you know, we've got a lot of different execution platforms. There's things like MetaTrader 4 is a dinosaur. I still use that on my phone. You can use MetaTrader 5 on a desktop. You can use things like CTrader, which Michael uses, which links up to certain brokers. We've talked about maybe doing a demo on that one night because it works really, really well. If I was to choose the desktop one, I'd probably go with that at the moment. Then a lot of the guys in the team, including my dad, are using TradingView as an actual execution platform. The reason why that's maybe not the best option is it doesn't link up to a lot of brokers. It's primarily charting software, but you can connect it to a broker. So it works for some, not for everyone, but it's a nice way that you can overlay things like that. And so previous sessions, we've talked about how to, replicate some of those moving averages in TradingView. If you've got a free subscription to TradingView, that's completely okay. I can drop you the video on how to do that because you can get through multiple moving averages in one indicator. So when you have a free TradingView account, you can only have about one, it used to be 3, I think it might be 2 now. So 2 indicators for free. You can get a paid account, but you don't need one. Yeah, you just don't. I do. If you want to take this seriously and you got a few extra bucks, then go for it. Black Friday sale coming up. That's the time to get an annual subscription to TradingView. Just FYI, 50% off most of the time. Besides that though, guys, that's the pathway. Don't think I'm forgetting anything right now, but it is, plug in, learn the foundations, learn the boot camps with Jay, tune into him live, get the strategy up in front of you, start practicing, pushing the buttons. You can demo trade within TradingView. There's a thing called paper trading in there. Got some videos on that. If you'd like that, let me know. Otherwise, you can demo trade old school Insider, MetaTrader 4 or 5, CTrader, all that stuff. Just depends on what broker you want to go with, what you want to get familiar with from the get-go. It's not hard to change, right? We've all probably changed phones here and there in our lives and had to learn something new. Just because you learn something new for a month or two, it doesn't mean it's going to be impossible to relearn and do it on a different platform. It's just when you go in with the belief of I've done this before, I can do it again, everything rides and dies on mindset. So with that, guys, again, Sunday morning, 6 a.m. with Greg and Mel. If you want the replays to any of those, you can get on their YouTube channel. All of these replays are on my YouTube channel, some are on the Facebook page. If you want any of those links, just let me know if you're new. Otherwise, besides that, guys, Thursday, what are we on? We're on Tuesday night right now. So Thursday, 2:30 p.m. New Zealand time. Jay is going to be doing a special live. You need to pre-register. There's going to be a Zoom link for that. That is going to be epic. Having him jump on with us is going to be really, really special. And so 2:30 this Thursday. Thursday night, we got a live event in East Auckland. If you're in East Auckland, you want to come hang out. If you're already in the team, you can come if you're bringing a guest. It's primarily to help new people see what we've got going on. We've got plenty of guests in the area that do want to have some FaceTime and see what it's all about. So if that's you want to come hang out on Thursday night, let me know. I can get you in on that. And then the next one will be, I don't know. I can't think right now. That'll do. That'll keep us going. So, all right, guys, with that, almost on 9 o'clock, trade safe. We'll see you on the live tomorrow morning with Jay. Let me just end Facebook Live. There we go. So Facebook, thanks for being with us. Now I can play track without getting kicked off Facebook. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in with us live tonight. And again, a huge welcome to all of our newest team members. There's about 15 of you just in the last 7 or 8 days. Honestly, cannot wait to meet some of you face to face that I haven't been able to meet yet. Shake your hand, have a hug, and just kick it. So I know some of you are in Auckland or not, or around the North Island. Those in the South Island, definitely keen and planning a trip down there next year when Rich is back here. But guys, besides that, if you're also new and you want to really do what Tyler said was the biggest key for his breakthrough and come to a live event, we are going to Budapest in mid-Feb. Feb 15th is our next giant event with the convention with the Academy. There were 7,000 of us in Croatia. It was absolutely wild. They've been told to look for a venue for 10 to 12,000. So there is definitely going to be at least a couple dozen of us traveling together from here and around to that event. Highly encourage you. Don't think about how it's going to happen. Just decide. Make the decision that it is worth the investment. It's worth believing that it's possible, and watch what happens. I have never had the money for an event right then and there when I made the decision to go. But I can tell you, if you're serious about growing in the space, like everyone has said before, 90% of it is mindset. The way that you shift your mindset is by immersing yourself in an environment of people that have actually got the life and the results that you want. And so, we got to have multiple meals and dinners with people like Jay, Greg, Mel, Alex, Rich. It was unreal, guys. And so with that, it's going to be an experience. So mid-Feb next year, put on the calendar. It's going to be a blast. We'd love to have as many of you come with as possible. Without further ado, guys, enjoy the rest of tonight, and we will see you on Jay's call in the morning. All right, guys. Good night.